Okay, we are back. Here is your review before your test tomorrow on inequalities. So I'm going to get started, try to keep this video as short as possible. Okay, number one, how would you describe all the solutions to the inequality? I would say they're in the shaded region area and on the solid line. Okay, so what I'm really saying is it's not on the dotted line. So you got to somehow identify that the solutions are not on this dotted line, but they are on the solid line, okay, and in the shaded region. All right, number two. Okay, so it says use the graph to determine the solution. So solutions are on the line in this case because it's solid, and they are in the shaded area. So we're going to, sorry, here we go. We are going to graph all these points and see if they're in the shaded area. So -3, 0. So -3, 0. It's not in the shaded region, so no. 0, 3. So 0, 3. Looks like that's right about on the line. I would give that to you as a solution. And then 0, 0, right in the middle, definitely a solution. And then 1, 5, over 1, and up 5, not a solution. Okay, done. All right, identify the slope. The slope is in front of x, so I would accept -3 or -3 over 1. Either one I would accept. The y-intercept is 0, 2. Don't forget to write that as an ordered pair. So you're going to start off at +2, and your slope is -3, so you're going to go -1, 2, 3, and over 1. -1, 2, 3, over 1. And this is just a straight line, no shading involved here, so we're just going to put an arrow right through it. Done. All right, number 4. Graph, identify the slope, y-intercept, and the point you check for shading. Okay, so 4 is the slope, or 4 over 1. I'll accept either. Your y-intercept is 0, -2. And let's pick a test point of 0, 0. Okay, so first let's graph it. Start off at -2. That's where we're getting -2 from on the y-axis. And you're going to go up 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 4 over 1 comes from this 4 over 1 right here. And it is not an equal to sign, so our line must be dotted. So we're going to dot it down here. Okay. And then we're picking the test point 0, 0. We want to know if 0, 0 is true, so we're going to substitute it in. And 0 is less than -2. That is, of course, false. And so we're going to shade the other side. Okay. All right, number 5. We've got same thing, similar problem, graph and identify the slope. So we've got 3 over 5, and our y-intercept is 0, -1, and our test point is 0, 0 again. We're going to use 0, 0. So -1, and we're going to go up 3 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, and over 5 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a dotted line again. Okay. Make sure you don't forget your arrows. Our test point 0, 0. We want to know if this is false or true. So 0 and then 0 times 3/5 is 0, so it's gone. We're left with the -1. And we get 0 is greater than -1. That is, of course, true. So we're going to shade above the line in this case. We're going to shade where it is true. Flip it over. Solve for y. This is kind of a basic skill. We're subtracting 4x from both sides. We're trying to get y by itself. So there's your 0. 3y is less than or equal to -4x minus 12. Divide by 3. Y is less than or equal to -4/3 x minus 4. Okay. Number 7, identify the slope and the y-intercept, then write the inequality that represents the graph. Pick a point in the solution to check your answer. Okay, so our slope here, we're going to pick some lattice points. So I'm going to pick this lattice point right here and this one right here. So we're going to count up 3 spaces, so 1, 2, 3. And then, so that's a 3 and a run of 2, so 3 over 2. Our y-intercept is 0, 3. And our test point of 0, 0 is false. So we know that this one is false. So our inequality is y, and I'm going to leave that space open, and 3 over 2 x plus 3. So it's kind of undoing what we just did, right, in the previous page. But now you got to figure out what to put in here. So let's say that we tested 0, 0. And we put 0 in here, and then 3 halves times 0 is 0, so we're left with 3. Well, 0, 0 came out false, so we need to write the inequality that makes this false. Well, 3 is greater than 0. So writing it that way with the greater than sign on the side of the 3, then it would be wrong. So we need to write it the incorrect way because we know that 0, 0 is false. So here's our sign. So 0 is not greater than 3. We knew that was false, so we wrote a sign in there that would make it false. Okay. All right, Miss Orr, oh, she's so forgetful. Has forgotten to finish the problem shading. Help her by shading the graph. Okay, so y is greater than negative 2/3 x minus 2. So if we substitute 0, 0 in here, 0 is greater than negative 2. 0, 0 is true for this line, meaning we're going to shade going this way. Okay. So that one's done now. And then we have y is less than 1/2 x minus 4. So we're going to substitute 0, 0 in. So 0 is less than negative 4. All right, is 0 less than negative 4? That is actually false. So we want to shade where it's true. So in this case, 0, 0 is false. So we're going to, here's 0, 0. So we're going to shade the opposite side of this line. So that's going to be going down. And so our overlap is actually in this area right here. Okay. All right, next one. 8-point problem. This is a big boy. Okay, so start off at +1. Not having you identify the slope anymore. I'm just having you straight graphic. So up 1 over 1. And so here's our slope. It's a solid line because it's got the line under it. Okay, so keep going here. So there's our first line. Our test point of 0, 0 gives us a 0 is less than 1, which is true. So we're going to shade under this line. All right, on to the next one. -2, and we're going to go up 1 over 1. Oh, look, they have the same slope. So, and this one is actually a dotted line. I'm going to make it dotted. It's dotted because there's no equal to sign under it. And we're going to test 0, 0 again, and 0 is greater than negative true. That is, of course, true, so we're going to shade above the line in this case. We want to shade where it's true. And that means in between the two lines is where all the solutions to this system are. Okay, so I want to see that double shading in between. Okay, last but not least, or second to last but not least. All right, so it says name 2 solutions. Well, how about 1, 1? And then how about 2, 2? Those are both in the shaded region. Done. Okay, write the inequality that describes the situation. The difference between two numbers is at most 18. So the difference means subtractions, and our two numbers, and it is at most 18. Okay, so that means 18 is larger than or equal to whatever this is going to be. And there's a subtraction sign in because there's difference. So this minus this is less than or equal to 18. And that's it. Good luck on your test tomorrow.